Oh yeah, this is going to be a DVD and Blu-ray update. This is like this, God, I think the third time I've done this. I tried to upload a video earlier and the quality was terrible, so I'm going to re-upload it right now. It was really poor. Right, I've got a few DVDs and Blu-rays, quite a bit, so I'm going to get on with it quickly. First up, Hong Kong category 3 film, The Beasts. It's got real animal cruelty in this. It's kind of, you don't really see too much, but it's basically about a gang who raped this girl, and the father goes on a kind of a killing spree. Basically, it sounds better than it actually is. It's very poor. I think it was cut before its release, and it kind of shows. It wasn't really very good. Now, two other Hong Kong films I got. Some guy on the Kung Fu forums helped me out. These two are long out of print. Both star Danny Lee as a cop as usual, which Danny Lee always plays. This is a Law with Two Faces, an early 80s one. Really good. Ending's a bit disappointing, but it's kind of in the same vein, kind of showing the kind of the shittier parts of Hong Kong, like Long Arm of the Law, Men from the Gutter, and Brothers from the Walled City. That was very, very good. Now this is a Tiger on the Beat 2. We've got Colonel Lee and Danny Lee in this one. Really, really good. I think it's as good as the original. Really worth it for one of Colonel Lee's stunts in this, where he attempts to jump on a lamppost and falls spectacularly about anywhere between 30 and 40 feet and lands horrifically. Really bad. I know he was really injured legitimately on that one. The film's really good. I picked up I'll do the DVDs first. I picked up Network We're Having the Sound. I've got a few more stuff coming in. This is Mystery and Imagination. Some ABC Yorkshire. I'm not sure if it's linked to the American ABC, but ITV weren't as bad as BBC and kind of other companies, but during the kind of late 60s and 70s, so much stuff was wiped, and all these kind of classic kind of dramas, particularly kind of horror and ghost stories, were wiped. It's a real shame. On this one, they've got the remaining episodes. You've got Uncle Silas, Frankenstein v. Home, Dracula with Denholm Elliott, Suicide Club, Sweeney Todd, which I watched yesterday with Freddie Jones in. He's absolutely... oh, he's fantastic. He is so good. What else we got? And The Curse of the Mummy. And it's got two other extra ones as well. You've got For the House of Usher and The Open Door. Comes with a really good little booklet as well. Really, really good. Really, really enjoyed the first one of these I've seen. You know, the 70s really and late 60s, some classic kind of ghost stories. In the same sort of vein, or probably going to more like the cryptozoological kind of side, which I've always had an interest in. It's a bit of a bootleg release, cheesy flicks, which are basically a bootleg company. Mysterious Monsters, documentary, Toast by Peter Graves. A few stories on the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot, Sasquatch. Has a kind of... bit near the end with a hypnotist and a spiritualist medium, which was just boring as hell, but other parts are really good. There's some great stuff from Peter Graves here, basically saying that science recognises the Loch Ness Monster and it's as accepted as the mountain gorilla, which was really funny. It's really camp and great and cheesy. It's fantastic. In the same sort of vein, we've got Charles B. Pierce, one of the most, as I drop it, one of the most successful driving films of all time. Legend of Boggy Creek. This is the cheesy flicks release, which is basically the Hen's Tooth release. They just re-released it, which is pretty shit. And which is, to be fair, the transfer on this is really, really good. Really good Legend of Boggy Creek. Kind of a mockumentary style, looking at the folk monster within the swamps of Arkansas. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Probably not as good as the one I'm going to show in a minute, but I love that cover art. It was really good. I'll have to see some of the others. Sadly, that'll probably never really get a Blu-ray release because the problems with it. It's public domain and stuff. This is Sasquatch Horror triple feature. I didn't buy it for Snow Beast, which is terrible, and Snow Creature I've never seen, but I bought it for Sasquatch Legend of Bigfoot. Mockumentary about a group of scientists and their guides. They go up to is it Britain? It's Pacific Northwest, trying to find a colony of Bigfoot. No, Sasquatch, sorry, I think it is in this. Yeah, but it's really, really good. And now I think there's some real animal cruelty in this. So I think there is. I believe they shoot a cougar, which is not really needed because it's better than that. It doesn't have to resort to that sort of thing, but I think it tries to add some sort of legitimacy to it. It's fairly quick and you don't really see much, but it's worth it for what's it worth? It's worth the recreation of certain kind of old classic Sasquatch stories, such as the Ape Canyon incident. I'd read up on that. That's quite good. And I think the Bauman incident from North Idaho. I think that's a very famous story. Theodore Roosevelt talks about it. And Sasquatch screaming this is absolutely fantastic. I think they used an old air raid siren, and it really nails it. The ending's fantastic as well. And, you know, it's kind of got a good kind of message to it. You know, Sasquatches out there, you know, leave it alone type of thing, to do no harm. You know, its heart's in the right place. Right, Blu-rays, I picked this up for £3. Amazon, there must have been a fuck up on there. And I managed to get it for just a steal. It's Welcome to the Punch. Comes with a really nice lenticular slip cover. I don't know if you can see that. Mark Strong, James McAvoy. So I think it's produced by Ridley Scott. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but I think it will be decent. I'm just trying to sort myself out here. Right, okay. What have we got here? We've got I order from Amazon Italy. It's a China Syndrome, kind of a political environmental thriller. Jack Lemmon and Michael Douglas. Picked this up for a steal. Really kind of cheap price. What else have we got here? We've got Story of a Massacre, about a bombing in Milan in 1969. It's an Italian one. Here I hear really good things about this. And I also picked up last one. I picked up a historical Italian piece called We Believe, set during the Italian independence movement, with Garibaldi. Comes in a really, if I can open it, comes in the box there. Comes in a really kind of nice little digipack. Hey, this is very good. I've kind of got the leopard coming as well. I've ordered from Criterion, so hopefully it's the same sort of vein. But I think that kind of leans towards more the nobility side. This is more like the independent struggle on a whole, like who are displacing them. Right. I picked up, because this was going out of print, I picked it up just in time. I picked up Twilight Time, Big Heat, classic film noir by Fritz Lang. Really good film if you haven't seen it. It's well worth seeing. It's fantastic. These Twilight Times do tend to get quite pricey though, which is a bit of a shame. Right, I picked up a box set. I'm not a massive fan of these films. My brother is a real big fan. One of my brothers is a massive fan of them. It's the Bond box set. Now, I find Moore's films a bit too cheesy. A bit naff in all honesty. I mean, save Moonraker, the stunt in Moonraker is unbelievable now. My favourite Bond is probably not many people do like him, but Timothy Dalton. I thought he added some legitimacy to it. I really thought he was kind of the ideal kind of Bond. Doing Daylight is great, and Licence to Kill, in my opinion, one of the most underrated action films of the 80s. Absolutely love it. You got Robert Davies, the baddie, Anthony Zerbe, your man from Under Siege 2, I'll remember his name, Everett McGill. He's a great villain as well. It was very good. I sold my Amaray of Cincinnati Kid and got the French Digibook. It's the FNAC one. Not as good as like the American kind of releases, but still great. It's Carmon on the back. Edward G. Robinson. If you haven't seen this film, one of McQueen's best. The ending is exceptional. I can't tell you how good the ending is of that. Another real classic film. Marlon Brando, I mean, what an icon he was. I mean, he was just looks so great in this. Streetcar Named Desire Digibook. Really good film. Marlon Brando, man, just you know, I know some people don't like his kind of some people don't like his acting style, but I do. I've always liked Marlon Brando. I like him rejecting the Oscar, you know. It's for Godfather. He sent up the Native American woman. She got booed off the stage, which was absolutely appalling, to be honest. But yeah, Streetcar Named Desire, that's great. And I also got Stanley Kubrick. This is an absolutely brilliant film. Full Metal Jacket. Took a hell of a long time to film this. It took 17 months, which was longer than any kind of tour of duty of the period. Really good film. That's exceptional. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I mean, please do so. It's fantastic. I saw it. Oh God, I must have seen it the first time. There's Ali Emery. He's great in this. Former staff sergeant himself, so you know, now that role, it's a great film. Right, these are the last three, I believe. This is the BFI 3-disc collector's edition, Killing of a Chinese Bookie. John Cassavetes, man who really started the independent kind of film movement. Ben Gazzara plays a club owner, and a kind of strip club owner as well, although he tries to add a bit of legitimacy to it. And I think it's the Vegas strip, isn't it? And he basically gets into debt. Gangster group with mixed kind of people in it. People you probably know, Seymour Cassell and Timothy Carey. Timothy Carey's fantastic in this. You got the long version, which goes on for a hell of a long time, goes on for about, I think it's about 2015, and you've got the 1978 re-edit. Loads of documentaries, loads of a few short films by Cassavetes. Yeah, he basically gets in debt, and he has to pay off the debt by killing a Chinese bookie, hence the name. Very, very good film, you know, great bits of dialogue. Not for everybody. Some people would find it slow in paces, particularly kind of the club scenes, but really, really good. I really enjoyed it. You know, the transfer's really beautiful from BFI. Done a great job. Right, I'm just having a look back, see if I've forgotten some things. Right, there's 2 more Blu-rays left. I've come to this a lot quicker because my last video is really long, and you know, so I've tried to reduce it a fair bit. This is Ben Wheatley's new film, filmed in England. Very psychedelic, historical piece with the wonderful Reece Shearsmith. I don't think many American viewers will probably know him. League of Gentlemen, British comedic kind of masterpiece he was part of. He's a great actor. He's basically after. Set during the English Civil War, or it's set technically during, I think, the Second English Civil War, because one of the characters talks about Oliver Cromwell's campaigns in South Wales, and I know he took Pembroke Castle, I think in late 1647. I'm quite a scholar on the English Civil War, and that was during the Second Civil War, but to be honest, by that point England had many civil wars before then, you know, a lot more than 2, so it's all kind of moot point anyway. He's basically I suppose a warlock hunter really, and he's after Michael Smiley's character. Very, very weird, kind of trippy kind of film. I think Wheatley was influenced by a lot of the art house, Japanese kind of horror of the 60s. Shot in black and white, really adds to the atmosphere. Cinematography is absolutely fantastic. Soundtrack's brilliant. Two great scenes. There's a scene of wonderful violence near the end, but the scene when Reece Shearsmith comes out of a tent in a demonic kind of possessed gaze is fantastic. Also seen earlier when they're pulling Michael Smiley up from, almost like out from a tree stump. Really, really weird. It's a very, very haunting picture. You know, it's fantastic. Reece Shearsmith, great actor, really good. All the actors are good, and again, very much like Killing the Chinese Bookie, it's not going to be for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. And the last of this update, this is a film from it's a Korean film, directed by Park Eun-young. This is just absolutely unbelievable film. This is New World. Basically, an old boss of a crime syndicate gets taken out, and basically it's a war erupts for control of it. Film is very, very stylish. I really put it up there with films like Yellow Sea and I Saw the Devil. Violence is really, really explosive, really real hard-hitting violence. Again, kind of guns are kind of thrown aside for kind of knives and hatchets. That lift sequence, I put it as good as I Saw the Devil's taxi scene, if you know what that scene is. The violence is just unbelievable in that sequence alone. But truthfully, the ending is absolutely jaw-dropping. Blows your mind, the ending. You know, you don't see it coming, and you really, without trying to reveal too much, you'd never get it in a Western film. Never. You know, it just wouldn't be tolerated. It's just unbelievable. Very, very stylish film, and one of the best Korean films I've seen in years. Really, it's absolutely unbelievable. You know, just such a classy film. It's fantastic. Yeah, and that's the end of the update. It's taken a long time to do this, and kind of pissed me off doing, because it took me about 3 or 4 attempts, but it's done now. I'll be back early next week. I'm going to be doing a Criterion update with various kind of things, and I've also got another film to show. I wanted it to come today, but sadly it didn't. It's one of my favourite films of all time. I might do a more in-depth review on it. One of the best westerns ever made. You know, I don't know if that's a reveal, but I can't wait for it to come. And yeah, and that's the end of the update. And you know, thanks for the subscriptions and comments. I'm sorry I don't get back to them. I've been really busy. I do apologise about that. But yeah, I think, you know, I'll be doing a lot more videos now. I've got a lot more time on my hands. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be back in another video soon. So cheers.